Hello there, and welcome to one more episode of Techia. Today, I have a very special subject to speak to you about. This was coming from our students that are kind of feeling sometimes demotivated, either by their bad experiences in the past when they were not inside tech yet, or just because they are going through rough times in their personal life. In here, I will be focusing on your career. And if you are passing through a little bit of a depression in your career, you don't feel you're capable of achieving something, you are not sure if it's too much out of your comfort zone, you are not sure if you have what it takes, well, you are in what we call here a career depression. And I will give you several steps, step by step, you can do in order to start climbing the stairs with proud and happiness once again. So, without further ado, let's go to our first step here. Let me read my notes here because you will have some steps and some work to do today. I will ask you to stop the video every time I give you a new step, okay? So, we will be doing this together. Let's give it a try, alright? Start by grabbing pen and paper. I'm sure this will be very useful for you and you will feel transformed in the end. So, let's do it. As our first step, I will ask you to write down in your notebook, in your laptop, whatever you have there, what's motivating you at this phase. You might be doing some of our programs, you might be looking for a career change, you might know exactly what's in the other side, the flexibility, the salary, the freedom, the quality of life. You might be imagining yourself doing that role and you know you will love it. So try to point out things here that you feel motivated with, things you will achieve potentially. It doesn't matter in how long, what do you need to get there, nothing like that. For now, I just want you to make a list of the things that make you happy, that motivate you regarding your career. That's the first thing. You can stop the video now and write them down. Then I will go to our next step. This is a little bit tougher, let's say, and that is writing a list of the things that are holding you back. We need to understand what's going around us in order to be more alert on the filtering that we need to do. That filtering means trying to get away or push away things that are not good for us. And that can be something that we are working on, that can be someone in our life, a certain situation that we desperately need to put an end to. So, in this second step, I will ask you to write down the things that you think are holding you back today, the things that are demotivating you, things that are happening or happened in your life that made you less strong or feeling less good about yourself, about life, and you feel like those things are impediments for you to take a next step, a step forward into those goals that we'll speak about, the goals that you have in your life. So that's our second step. You can pause the video now and write down the list about the things that are holding you back today. As the third step, we will go into my favorite part. We will write down 2 or 3 goals that we want to achieve in our careers. So that can be get a new job, that can be get flexibility, get a higher salary, get more responsibility, get a promotion, get that role that I've been wanting for so long, being able to work in that specific company, whatever you want. I just want you to write down your own goal. It's not the goal of your parents, not the goal of your friends. I want you to write down your goal in your career. What would make you really happy to achieve in your professional life? Write just 2 or 3 maximum. Don't worry a lot about what you're writing. Just try to make it specific. Don't just say, I want to get a better job, all right? Try to be specific. What do you like to do? What kind of job do you want to arrive? In what kind of company? Um, you don't need to add a timeline, but the more specific you are here, the better. And that will help us for our next step. But For now, third step, you can pause the video now once again and write down 2 or 3 goals that you have in your career. I will now move to our fourth and almost final step, which is picking those goals and splitting those goals into smaller ones. So imagine that you wrote down 3 goals. I want that inside of each goal, you define 2 little goals, two little actions, two little strategies that you can put into practice in order to get there. For example, if you want to get a job in tech, what do you need to do to get there? You need to read more about the area. You need to understand what role do you need to take. You need to understand what are the potential roles that you might enjoy, that you might feel purpose doing. If you want to increase your salary, for example, what can you do to arrive there? So, smaller goals. First, you need to understand if that's possible inside the company where you are now. So, maybe you can have a little talk with your manager about salary, understanding what are the expectations. You can also try to get into the market and understand how are you today in the salary range. Are you in the minimum? Are you in the maximum? In the average? What's the potential here for me? So speaking with colleagues, speaking with other people from the more or less the same area that you are working today, and understand what that salary increase could be. So for each one of the goals that you elected in our previous step, you will now create smaller goals. It can be actionable things, some things that you can put into practice as fast as possible, but ideally they will be smaller, they will be shorter, they will be simpler. For what? To help you understand that if you have a huge goal you can achieve, it will be way harder to feel motivated to get there. So if you have small steps, if you have small victories, it will be way simpler, way easier to get there. You will feel you are achieving, you will feel you are closer, and that will keep you motivated. So you can pause the video now once again and write down those smaller goals. And without further ado, we will go into our last step here, which, as it could not be something else, planning. So now you already have what motivates you, what's holding you back, the goals that you want to achieve, and the smaller goals that you know you can do in order to achieve the big ones. So now we have to put this into a plan, right? So what will you do with those motivating things? You will add more of those into your life, into your daily routine. If you're motivated by sports, for example, make sure you have something. You do sports every single day, even a small thing, or at least 4 or 5 times a week. For the things that are holding you back, what can you do in order to filter those things? If you have, for example, someone close to you that does not believe in yourself, how can you put that aside? Well, maybe about these subjects, you will not speak with that person so much. You will focus more on the people that you know will support you, will give you the push that you need. Then, in your goals and small goals, you need to add the what are you going to do, and when. So, those smaller goals, you need to add a timeline and really define well what that action is. Make it something attainable, achievable. Make it something that you can look at and say, ideally, okay, I have 10%, I am 50% on this already, I am 80% on this, so I'm almost there. If you have numbers, it's even better. So this will be your plan, and this will help you to feel motivated, push away things that are not pushing you forward, and finally get you smaller actions in order to make you feel you are getting closer to your goal. These were our steps for you to be able to get out of that career depression, because let me guarantee you here, for sure there's something amazing waiting for you on the other side. So don't let this phase hold you back. It's only temporary, but you have to be the one to get out of it by yourself, by your own feet. So use my steps, follow step by step, and let me know the results. Well, Last but not least, let me invite you for our masterclass on the 17th and 18th of January, where I will be speaking about how to work in technology without coding. We will have amazing exercises during that class that will take you to a different level in your career. So I really hope to see you there.